Welcome back to my channel, Aquarius. To both my new subscribers and my current subscribers, you're always appreciated. So much love and thank you to all those that follow. Please remember, these are general readings. Only take what resonates. And if this reading doesn't speak to you, just give a check back in the next month. The energies are always moving, and certainly I may pick up on some and not others, and that will change month to month. So please allow also for some flexibility on the time frames. You're all at different stages, along the journey. So some of you may be making decisions, that'll affect you more so in June. Others will be making those decisions a little further out in July. But I am sort of doing, it's a general reading, so everything's under the same gamut. Okay, quick note. I'm doing a couple of things here. I started a video and I had a little mishap. So the first part of the video was actually me shuffling, because I did have a few subscribers indicate that they would prefer me to shuffle, and that usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes out into the reading at the beginning of the video. So I am trying to implement this. However, and I'm still working on how to figure out the timestamps. Yes, I'm a little computer challenged, whatever. It's time dependent as well. Not so much that it's super difficult, but anyway, it's just giving you a heads up. So if you prefer me to skip, the intro and, or skip the shuffling, and you'll want to miss the intro, then I will be doing the timestamps for those of you, that would prefer that. But, throw something down in the comments as to what works for you, if that is preferred or not. I am trying to, take into consideration your comments. So the other thing is because I had a little mishap with this first video, I did do the shuffling. So I am going to put out that first video separately from this one, because I'm not super savvy in how to splice it together, although I know it can be done. Again, it's more about just getting the video out for me right at this point, versus, trying to go through all of the minutia in techno world here. So, I'll figure it out, but anyway, just to let you know, I'm going to put that out as a separate part. So if you want to actually watch me shuffle, to know that those are the cards, it's already been done, and I'll send it out as the second video. So for this video, I'm just going to go through the cards, their explanations, and the interactions, because I do pause the video, and when I pause the video, unfortunately, I clicked on the wrong button, so that's why I have to do this as two separate videos. Okay, enough talk. And quick note also, if you want to receive all my new videos, you would have to hit both the notification bell and the subscription button. Otherwise, you have to go directly to your subscriptions to see what I've posted. So hope to have you along as I upload new videos. And just to get right into the read, this is a general reading for Aquarius June 2021. I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, and I'm sorry I forget exactly which one this is, but anyway, that's the back of the card there. If you do find it, or if I find it, I'll throw it into one of my I'll be getting into all of that here eventually, but just everything takes so much more time than I expect. Anyway, the overall general energies is that you are dealing with an ending of a cycle, and there's definitely new beginnings starting here. A lot of challenges around relationship issues. Okay, so, and for sure there's some new stuff here in terms of work, but the Page of Swords with the Five of Pentacles, this is the initial card out, and these are the clarifiers. So the Five of Pentacles clarifying is really about, I'm just going to spread these out actually, that's probably a lot easier. Okay, so that first card, as I said, with the Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, clarifying, it was initially next to the Lover's card, which I'll throw up here in just a minute, but I've got them off to the side because I pulled quite a few cards. It feels like there's a lot of hostilities around you for sure that you're still dealing with for the month of June. It does feel like this is a residual from previous months around a partnership or a close relationship or romantically. Certainly feels like there's been some hurtful words. There's a lot of swords in this reading, and especially with the first set of cards here. And as this is a page, to me, this is someone who is not very skilled in the way that they use their words or that they're communicating with you. So there is some difficulty for them to get their message across, and I just feel that they were very cutting and sort of ego, a little nasty, in terms of the way that they were communicating, which really hurt your ego is what I was trying to get at here. But it feels as though, someone's having difficulty expressing themselves. And so there's a lot of harshness around that. that lack of experience with the page in some area here, and there's a few pages that are coming through. So it to me really feels like there's a lot of inexperience in, as I say, communication for one of them. And I think Page of Wands was for the other. So, but anyway, there's struggle. But somebody, with their emotions, but somebody might be feeling like they're just not enough here, whether it's you or another. There could also be a lack of structure, maybe in a workplace or just around a relationship. Not a lot was planned out. Maybe things were just a little too casual, just might not have been, even though it was a long-term commitment, because it does feel like there was a long-term commitment here, but it might not be enough groundwork or planning into the future, or someone did not want to go in that direction. To really have it go in a favorable way. But it could also be as well in terms of work, that there wasn't a lot of planning or structure, unable for something to come to fruition. But with the Nine of Cups in reverse, and I don't take a lot of the reversals, but if there's the occasional one, because I feel a lot of the cards sometimes just work in tandem well enough that I can read that it's a negative or moving down another spectrum here. But with the Nine of Cups in reverse, to me, there might be, as well, I should quickly mention, with that Page of Swords, there's rumors, gossip, something around a kind of loss or something, that you felt was a loss overall. But there's dissatisfaction around your circumstances here with that Nine of Cups in reverse. So, and it may have been because it was a lot of, as they say, rumor and gossip and things that just, tore apart your character, maligning you in some way. But it could also be a family member, however this resonates for you, that, but somebody feels that you haven't done enough research on something to have it really fully realized. And so I feel like there's a lot of arguments and there's a lack of support here. The Lovers, and so coming out next are the Lovers, and we've got the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So whatever the situation, however it resonated for you, I mean, in terms of relationships, it really speaks strongly for me in this direction. But it does feel like with the Two of Pentacles, something was being juggled. It actually feels like third party for a lot of you. And again, it doesn't have to be third party as in, physical, three people in a romantic relationship, but although that could have been your situation, but for others, it could have been just somebody, being intrusive on the relationship, really heavily involved with their opinion and that kind of thing that was really altering the outcome of the situation. But certainly there is some kind of third party intervention. There's a lot of cards that spoke to that here. So it did feel like there was a juggling going on here over a long-term relationship. And again, it felt very karmic, very soulmate kind of, or very karmic more so, connection. But the result is that you or another feels juggled or is uncertain about, the relationship or a partnership. And again, it feels like it's a long-standing commitment, but it feels like you could be uncertain about maintaining that or taking it up to another level. However, whatever that situation is for you, whether it is somebody who's pressuring you to make a higher commitment marriage or moving in together after being together for quite some time, or maybe you just, you want to, or they want you, or you want them to be more present in the relationship in some way. It just, either way, it just feels like it was a really rough road here. So for those of you dealing with a work situation, you or a partner may be feeling like you have too many things to juggle here as well. And that's, obviously encompasses work-life responsibilities, family life, education, but something's being juggled here, and in a very heavy way. So however it resonates for you, the institution could also be the Hierophant card, government, anything, along that line, school, corporation. But it also feels that there were a lot of hard lessons really being learned this month, or you've come to the realization, probably been learning lessons throughout here over the last few months regarding a relationship, because this feels like residual energy. But either way, there's hard lessons that have been learned here, and certainly comes through with the Wheel of Fortune and the World card for me. So, but that comes further out here. I'm just going to pull things forward as I go. Okay, so we also have the King of Cups. To me, really speaks to jealousy, and there's a lot of wands here and a lot of swords. So to me, it really speaks like emotions are kind of unbridled. There was not a lot of control emotionally in some way. I feel like there's some kind of feeling of being emotionally cut off, or somebody's holding back emotion or something like that. Like it's an underlying rage, is kind of what I'm getting here. But it feels like explosive moments, though, with the swords, some kind of anger that builds up and then sort of, blows. But with the Empress, it could be a Libra energy, could be a maternal figure or somebody who's quite nurturing, somebody that you feel very passionate about, or even in terms of work, this could be a very passionate project that you're feeling like you have to defend. But either way, there is, the advice of choose your battles wisely here. So there can be a sense of needing to protect what's yours emotionally or in a love relationship, something that's tied to your stability or whatever you consider, your home, around your home front. So you feel like something is under threat, or threat of being lost here is really the general energy. But again, just strong feeling of anger or intensity, strong passion behind whatever this is. It's coming through, feels like repressed, again, short bursts after it's being pent up. And it just feels like that's what's been going on here. But again, for work, for those where it's more work related, you're very protective around a project. You might even be to the point of being a little defensive, but there is also a need for what you're doing to stand out and be, noticed, be recognized. There's been a lot of effort that, that you've taken to getting it to this point and getting it off the ground. So I feel like you've really sacrificed something, and you might be feeling misunderstood by others, but you're strongly determined to hold your position with that Seven of Wands. And although normally I see the Ace of Pentacles as a new opportunity, this is more of a clarifier, and to me it speaks to more of a protective element around the area of finance, stability, or relationship, or a new idea. So seeing the potential in a new path. But something you feel makes you more abundant in some way if you follow this path, is how I would phrase it. That you hope a new idea or project will really bring a new level of gain. But there's definite resistance around that energy, whatever this is from other people. And again, it could very well be around the planning and something not being quite thought through enough, is maybe why there's resistance. We've got the Ten of Cups, as well as the Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. So again, a lot of cycles wrapping up here. There's so many tens, there's so many nines, there's the World card, just a lot of cards of, just a lot of cards of finality here. So you really are ready to release this and move forward. And I do feel that decision will be made by this month. So I feel that you have a deep connection to, this person or project or idea. Again, however it resonates, connects to you. But with the Ten of Cups, next to the Eight of Cups, there was, again, some indecision on some level to move forward or walk away. But I feel that part of you wants to really give this another try. But if you go forward with this, it will lead you to a level of success. So it's not full on 100% pathway feels clear, but it does feel like there's a level of success coming through here with the Six of Wands and that Ten of Swords. To me, is that it was a painful end. There was a sacrifice. There was difficulty that you endured to get here. Definitely a cycle is over and you did come out on top and you're feeling happier for it, but it is a new direction either way. And again, it feels like you took some strong ego hits here with this card, as well with some of the other cards out there with the Empress. For those that are, battling with maybe pregnancy and all of that kind of thing, it feels like there is going to be the birth of a child coming through, or the birth of an idea. There's something there in terms of the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles. But again, they're not major. It's major arcana, the Empress, but they are more clarifiers. So I wouldn't strongly say that is operating as the overall message for the majority, obviously. But again, there could be marriage on the table for others. It's coming through. But again, that's not the main message that I'm feeling here, because we've got so many cards of battle and, you feeling a little weary. But that is improving overall. So the worst is pretty much over here. And it's all kind of going to start to, you're going to start to be able to move past that and see the way clear here very shortly. Again, with the Five of Wands, a lot of jealousy, competition, that kind of thing, competing for a relationship or status in the workplace, however that comes up for you. But you might have involved your financial, it might have involved your financial worthiness as well. So maybe somebody, wasn't happy that, there was a career change or something and that it compromised finances, but you were challenged in some way and didn't feel like you were bringing enough to the table. And as I say, the ego hits, I feel, were you feeling, too wrapped up in your problems or preoccupied with something, and there was too much drama and you felt overwhelmed. And there was just a lot of energy going out that seemed unnecessary, because you can't focus when you're operating under a place of complete overwhelm. But anyway, moving on to the Fool, you're being asked to allow yourself to transition into this new space, this new beginning. Try to take an optimistic view of the situation. Take a new adventure here. Allow yourself that new lease on life and approach the newness of the situation with an open mind. Really important, because I feel you've had so much heavy negative energy around you that you are going to come with some bias. You're going to come with some preconditioned notions of how things are that might still be a little difficult to shake. So the next cards out are the Knight of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Five of Swords. So again, so much energy around the conflict and the challenge that I can't help but feel you're going to take some time to get over this in its entirety. But again, it does feel like there's a new offer coming through with the Knight. I know normally it's just seen as a messenger, but for me, it feels like there is a new offer of some sort that's coming through after a period of heartbreak. And again, that interference of a third party or someone who just interfered in the wrong ways. The Queen of Wands, clarifying, can also be a Leo energy, self-assured, confident, magnetic kind of person. Can represent Aries, Sagittarius. Either way, it's having it so close to the Five of Swords. I feel it's in reference to you, where your confidence was shook, because it's sort of pinned between the two negatives in a sense. Someone may have been too selfish here and maybe to the point of abusing a position of authority or being abusive in general, with their verbal tone. So, someone just felt like they were hanging on to the anger here as well, repressing it. Okay, so the next card out, of course, is the Two of Swords. So definitely a decision is to be made this month, and I suspect that's in releasing whatever it is that you need to get past emotionally, because it's followed with the Four of Swords. So there's a healing taking place for sure. I feel that you have been withdrawn for the most part, and maybe because it is a result of a breakup, your feelings were cut off. Having it so close to the Four of Swords, and maybe you feel that you can still compromise here, but I think overall your decision will be to move in another direction. So again, your decision looks to be made for this month. For those that are challenged in a work situation, you're going to look more into, I feel, your individual talents, especially with that Queen of Wands, the King of Wands that's showing up here following. I'll just take these down. But I feel that you're going to try to venture off into your own situation here. I don't think it's going to be the traditional employment that you were previously doing, at least not in the immediate anyway. So again, with the King of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the World card, I do feel that you're looking to your individual talents. You're trying to create something unique here. Could be on the side, as I say. Maybe you are looking for regular work too, but it looks like you're doing something else as well that is more unique to you. And again, this may have been what caused the conflict around your home front. Maybe you lost a job and there had to be something new that was, moving into that space, and you were trying to make a career decision to change things up into another sphere, and somebody else didn't agree with it. I don't know, however it works, but it speaks to taking on extra work for some of you for additional income. So you're choosing to take action, definitely in this month, likely by the end of the month. But again, for some of you, it might ride out into July, but choice between two things here with this card. Looks like there's still a degree of planning involved here as well, because everything is still around the pages and the Two of Wands. I mean, the King of Wands, I do feel like it's more entrepreneurial in scope, and it does feel like there's a reason to celebrate here with the Three of Cups. It definitely feels like you've got. It just feels as though there's a lot of planning yet to come out of this, because there was a Three of Pentacles that comes up here too. Definitely a lot of creative energy around whatever it is that you're doing here. But it feels like it needs to be brought to a new level, or you're bringing it to a new level of some sort here. But it's career change, and there's definitely collaboration, networking, you know, to really have it present as you would like it to be seen is what I would say. There's your Ace of Cups, so definitely, new opportunity of some sort that's coming through. For those that are putting out the resumes, definitely this is an offer that I feel that you'd be interested in. It does speak to, could even be a small gift of money or something heartfelt that's coming in here emotionally for you as well. But it does speak to me as a new job of some sort for those that are putting out, as I say, resumes. But definitely a new offer. It's something you'll like. It's something you'll enjoy to do. So we also have the Eight of Swords. And I should just mention, with that Three of Cups as well, I mean, there could be a reconciliation of some sort here as well. Or that you're just getting together with people, and some kind of celebration, as I mentioned. But it is a successful kind of achievement of some sort here coming through on a couple of fronts here this month. And again, that could be just reconciling, your career path. It doesn't have to be reconciling, in terms of your relationship. It could be reconciling what you really want to do in terms of where you're moving ahead, where it is that you want to put your energy. And it feels like it has to be more of an emotional, heart-based activity for you this month. But you're doing a lot more socializing this month, as I said, and you definitely are happier by month's end after a period of, being restricted. And I feel that you're getting past all of that, because there's just so many cards, that are coming through that are quite positive. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I do feel that there is, like I say, there might be a few of you here that actually are reconciling on some level, or making amends, or there's a business partnership that's in the works here with the Wheel of Fortune. But again, it feels like there's some new energy coming through there emotionally. But someone could also be extending themselves out to you, in terms of moving into a new relationship. But a little bit of thunder and lightning out there today, so sorry if you can't hear me. But it seems like it's quite strong for a lot of you, moving into a new relationship, or at least making some kind of attempt to network, to connect. But things are moving ahead, and in a more positive way in terms of relationships with that Wheel of Fortune. So things are, luck is with you in moving in that direction. Okay, so we also have the Ten of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Nine of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Death card. So again, just with that Eight of Swords, getting past your own restrictions, you're seeing the new path again with that Wheel of Fortune, and you're able to see a new beginning here, and again, it feels like soulmate karmic kind of energy for those of you that were involved in that heavier connection. But I feel a lot of you are moving in another direction. So if you are reconciling, the relationship is obviously much stronger for it. But overall, I feel that you are moving into a more individual space here because of the Nine of Pentacles. Just, it's more so related around the last cards here that are showing up. But the Ten of Pentacles and the High Priestess, to me, it just feels like it is, you weathered the storm, you're back on track, you're feeling more positive, about your family life, your home life, you feel like you've got some kind of a fresh start here. And again, it just feels as though you have ascended in some way. You've moved into a depth of understanding that is more spiritual. You really have a broader awareness of how things how things look. You know, you've learned so many lessons here with the finishing of all these cycles, you know, with the tens and the nines and the death card and the world card and 10 of Pentacles even. I just feel like you really feel like you're someone new entirely. You know, I feel like you're just feeling a lot more independent, a lot more confident, a lot more in control of your life. So again, so many cards. Sorry, finishing up with this big cycle that you've really learned a lot, you know, and again, I feel like you feel like you're someone else in a sense, you know, there's so many major arcana, and it's just a new awareness with that high priestess. You know, you're a lot more enlightened. You have a better sense of your own power. And again, as I said, more in control of yourself overall and your world more broadly. So you're back on track. The next cards out, last cards, actually. Sorry, I don't know what happens when I do the readings. It must dry my throat out because I talk too much. Anyway, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Devil energy. I pulled quite a few on this one. I'm just going to take a quick drink of something here. Almost done. Okay, so the last card's out here. Again, Nine of Pentacles. You're really feeling independent. You're seeing a lot of decisions that you still need to make here, though. A lot of options available here, so there's probably some anxiety in knowing that you have to do this yet. But with the Seven of Cups, I mean, there could also be some kind of, you know, overindulgence of some sort that's taking place, or maybe that was what happened in terms of the relationship. Sorry. Sorry, I just paused for a second here. So it might have been that there's a lot of situation, or a lot of, and maybe there was indulgence, like I said, third party, all of that, cheating, manipulation, you know, confusion, never really knowing what was up there with the devil and the Seven of Cups. So you're feeling much more independent, much more in control of your world here, after sort of some lying, cheating, stealing, that kind of energy here with the Judgment card coming in. The moon energy, you know, things not really showing you what was ahead. You know, you really didn't see the way clear. There was a lot of anxiety. There was a lot of darkness here that you've gone through. So either way, you know, whatever that, you know, attachment to this other situation was, you know, whether it was, you know, more of a physicality or, you know, or again, you know, maybe there was some other influences going on there, but either way, you are ready to start anew here now. So you're making some kind of a decision this month. You're wiser. There's more spiritual depth. You're more aware to face whatever challenges are going before you here. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. You know, stay safe and keep moving forward. We'll see you in the month of July. I might even do a financial read here for you in the next short bit, but just a heads up again, I'll put out the separate video, as I mentioned earlier, that relates around the shuffling aspect, because I screwed up the video and somehow, anyway, cut it off, so I wasn't able to do the full read. So I'm going to put that out separate if you want to watch that, just to see what cards were shuffled. If not, this is your reading for the month of June 2021. General reading, and I'll do the career, money, finance following. Take care.